All right. And we live. What's up? What's up? Y'all know it's your girl Ash. Y'all know the creator of Black Girl Interrupted. And to my right, I got
What up? What up? Big Brother Will, ADHD Hour podcast and Black Male podcast. What's going on?
oh, not too much, brother. How was your weekend?
It was good. Can't complain. Can't complain. It was sister got married, so I did some decorating. I did some DJing. I did some little bit of everything.
Let me find out you multifaceted when it comes to doing weddings and stuff. Let me find out.
My first job was at a gift shop, so I did weddings, proms, uh, balloons, floral arrangements. I did all that stuff.
Okay. So if and whenever I get married,
All right.
you go ahead and you come on and you decorate and you do all the good, great, grand stuff,
All
for me.
all the great stuff. I got it.
Absolutely, that's what you do. You come on, you decorate and uh blow the balloons up and put the flowers and whatever, however else it go. I don't know.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know.
Balloon arches, all that stuff. I could do all of it.
You just come on and you do it all. Let me see what colors do I want.
Stop shop.
Purple and silver. I think that's what I want my colors to be. If and
Like
whenever I get married. Who
lavender,
knows?
like lavender, like purple.
Like that kush I got on tonight, like this
Okay,
dark purple,
purple. Okay, purple.
like that royal purple, like that deep purple, like that.
Royalty purple.
There you go, cause I'm a queen.
All right, Queen.
I
Ah,
am a queen, baby. Yes, yes, yes. So, anywho, y'all already know before the show even starts, y'all know I gotta do my mental health check-in. So, check in, let your girl know how you doing. Still praying for everybody in Texas. Unfortunately, it rained in my house. There was a busted pipe from the lady's apartment upstairs from me. So it rained in my apartment. So I have a lot of damage inside the home, in regards to the ceiling and the wall and um because the water was coming out of the sockets, it was coming out of the light fixtures. So I have been put on a priority list. So unfortunately, I'm not able to stay in my apartment. I'm in a hotel. So
did you get that number? They had a number floating around for help people in Texas.
oh yeah, it was a FEMA number, wasn't it, or something like that?
I don't know, maybe Blue Cross. I don't know. I posted it somewhere on my page. I'll look it up though and send
Okay,
it to
I'll
you.
go digging for it.
I'll look.
I'll go digging for it. I know we were able to apply for FEMA, to get FEMA assistance and things like that. So, but for the most part, like I say, shout out to everybody in Houston. Um, Still sending, continuous love and prayers to the people that, some are just now getting water, some of them are just now getting power. Um, Pray love and condolences to the people that were lost in this Texas freeze. So
How many people is
I
the number up to? I think wasn't it like 60 or something?
I think so, yeah. They said it was like 60 something people that died. I know one lady lost all three of her children.
Damn.
And I know they filed lawsuits against ERCOT. A couple of other lawsuits have been filed. Another lady lost her son, and he was just outside playing in the snow the day before and didn't wake up the next day.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it was like maybe 60, 70 people that died
Mm.
across Texas, because of this Texas freeze. Again, love, hugs, and prayer to the people that are still going through it. We're gonna make it. We can we can survive anything. So tapping into some of the comments, Herbalist says he's doing better. Well, I'm glad you're doing better, love. Glad to see you joining us tonight. Oh,
What's
and we have the CEO/creator of Colors by Keish. Hey, Keish, how you doing, sis? Can't wait to see you next week. I miss you, girl. And she says, Ashley so naturally pretty. Oh, thank you, sis. But I got that kush on tonight, girl. That kush just makes it pop. And I
Perfect.
got my eyelashes on.
So, Keish, what's
The,
up?
look at that. Hey, hey, hey. I know. I'm excited. And it's so crazy what you're coming back to. But we'll discuss that Thursday. When we do our recap for for the upcoming episodes for the month of March. I do want to let everybody know. She said, "Hey, Big Will." So, Black Girl Interrupted is presenting their first annual Women's Empowerment Conference.
Oh wow.
June the 5th. It will be a virtual event, and it's free.
Oh wow. That's nice.
So we are in the works, putting all of that together. I've already solidified my speakers for the event. It will be a 4 hour event. Of course, there will be two 15-minute breaks. Um, a lot of interaction. So I'm very excited for this big project that Black Girl Interrupted is working on. So again, y'all, June the 5th, um, first annual Women's Empowerment Conference presented to you guys by Black Girl Interrupted. So stay tuned for all the details. I will continue to post once. Well, we pretty much got everything solidified, but I will continue to post all the details. Definitely would love for everybody to tune in, check us out, hang out with us. Just Black women getting together and to love and encourage and empower one another and to continue help women with their crowns. We want you to know that you are still queens. So start acting like it. So I'm very excited about that. And then I have another project that I'm working on. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one as well. So actually another radio station
All right.
is looking to give me my own slot, my where I'm actually on. And it was, it's based out of New Orleans, but he gets a lot of streams and things like that. So those are the couple of projects that Black Girl Interrupted is working on. So y'all stay tuned. It's more to come with Black Girl Interrupted. It does not stop here. So I'm absolutely excited.
Keep it popping. Keep it going.
Right. I thank God for the continuous blessings. I thank God for the positive people that I've had in my circle. Um, I thank God for the people that I've had to cut off. I do thank God for the haters. Even though people, not everybody's gonna support you until it's popular to support you. So thank you, haters.
That's how it happened too.
Right. They don't support you unless it's popular to support you. But like I say, I think each and every person that tunes in with me from week in to week out, for all the continuous love, all the support, all the messages, everything encouraging, everything powerful, I do want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot say it enough. Simply because Black Girl Interrupted would not be if it weren't for y'all. So shout out to all my supporters and you know Key say, okay, BGI, big moves. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So my speakers, like I say, have been solidified for our Women's Empowerment Conference on June the 5th. And then big Miss Keish says, shade, that's so true. Not until you pop and we dream big and think bigger. Absolutely. So I had to push Black Girl Interrupted past the limits. I had to stop being afraid. Um, So here we are. I say thank you to the ladies that I've reached out to that were more than welcome to say, you know what, Ashley, I'm down. Count me in. I would be honored to do this for you. So first annual Black Women Empowerment Conference presented by Black Girl Interrupted. Yay! I got my Top Gun shirt on today. So I'm Top Gun on that Tom Cruise. All right, that's what I had to do.
Yeah, to put that out there.
Right. So Without further ado, Big Brother Will, baby, let's jump on into tonight's topic. But again, y'all keep tapping in. Let me know how y'all feeling. Again, y'all know my mental health check-ins don't stop. Drop them in the comments. Hit me in my inbox. Whatever you gotta do. I want to know how you feeling mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I want to know how everybody's doing. I want to know how everybody's doing. So herbalists say don't be scared. I'm not. God didn't bring me this far for my journey to end here. I'm destined for greatness. I know I'm destined for greatness. I see my star every day. Every day. Every day that I wake up and I look in the mirror, I see my star. Every day. And it's within arm's reach. God has provided me the footsteps to get to my destination. So it does not stop here with Black Girl Interrupted. I will continue to grow. And again, I love everybody that's supporting me along the way. My subscribers are going up on YouTube. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. Keep subscribing. Don't forget, we here every Tuesday, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. So Keish inserts. What did she put in here? What did this thing put on here? You know she crazy. You know what? I
Pop an emoji.
take her phone. Right, hand it here. Oh, we got my boy Dre. Hey Dre. Y'all holla at my boy Dre on Monday nights. He has a show. It's called Breaking the Stigma. I love it. He tapped me in last night, and I'm like, man, I just love to see you Black men doing everything positive. I love it. So anything you do, man, y'all keep going. And Big Bro, tap in with Dre. They have a really great show. I tuned in last night.
Facebook.
Again, it's called Breaking the Stigma, and
Facebook.
it's on Mondays, and it's only on They go through StreamYard, but they only stream to Facebook, I believe.
Breaking a stick. Gotcha.
So, but I'll send you the information. But it's called Breaking the Stigma. But I loved it. Just the conversation, the healthy conversation, communication between Black men. I love that. So y'all don't forget, check in with my boy Dre McClendon. Find him on Facebook. His show is called Breaking the Stigma, and it's him and two other It's him and two other men. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Dre, you already know. Much love to you, baby. Trust me, trust me. Much love. Salute to you, King. Salute to you, and congratulations. And I'm very proud of you. Don't give up. Don't give up. All right. So we're going to hold off on the comments a little bit because we're going to jump right on into tonight's topic. So tonight's topic, y'all know I have to wrap up the month of February, the month of love. We've been talking about love. We've been talking about, commitment. We've been talking about cheating. We've been talking about these up and down in relationships, this making up to, break up to make up. So now we're going to end it with moving on. Let it flow. You know, you've done all that you can in this relationship. So now it's time to move on and it's time to let it flow. That's what it's time to do. So that's what we're talking about tonight. We are definitely talking about moving on, letting it go. All right, all right, all right. So let's jump in. Like I say, we are. Oh, wait a minute, brother. You may have to handle the comments tonight. I'm all discombobulated over here, but I got it though. I got it. I got it. I got it. So, anywho, moving on and letting it flow. So, you know what? The first thing that came to my mind when I thought about this topic was "Waiting to Exhale," and that
Mm.
song by Tony Braxton, "Let It Flow."
Yeah. Yeah.
She was like, first thing Monday morning, I'm gonna pack them tears away.
Hmm.
Like that's it. I'm gonna cry for the weekend, but come Monday morning, I'm packing the shit up and it's got to go. I got to get rid of this luggage. Like this trash got to go. This dirty laundry got to go. That's that we gotta do. We gotta let it flow now. You
Uh,
know,
Let it flow. Let it flow.
right? Like we've done we tried to go with the commitment. That didn't work. You cheated on me. I cheated on you. Here, we breaking up to make up. We doing this back and forth, and so now it's the time. Now's the time. You got to move on now. You got to let it flow. Period. Period. You got to let it go. So the first question for tonight, the first question that I have for tonight, again, y'all, tonight's topic is moving on, let it flow. So what we talking about tonight is moving on from a relationship and then the aftermath. How do you recover?
Mm-hmm.
So the first question for tonight, brother, is how do you know when the time has arrived? How do you know that it's time to let it go?
Um, I want to say when you through fighting, when you don't have the fighting you no more to keep it going, you are the other party. One of y'all just don't want to try it no more. It's definitely gone in. It's time to just walk away. Um, Ultimately, you are the party, other party. They dictate what they take. You dictate what you can deal with. Everybody not built the same. We can't just put a cookie cut on every relationship. Like you should stay in it till this, and or until you should always try to stay in a relationship because everybody's built different. So
Mm. So how do we deal with that with children?
and that's when people like try to take that and they use the children and everything. But sometimes it's best to leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
When you have children, it depends on the situation. If it's one of them volatile situations where you're always cussing each other out, arguing, and raising your voice to each other all the time, it's best to get away from that situation. Uh, to save the children. The children not being helped by that situation. They're learning things, even though y'all all together. They're still learning, how to cope with other people through you, and you're
Mm.
gonna see that play out in their future.
And it's so unfair to them. And that goes back to last week when we were talking about the back and forth in relationships.
Hmm.
That becomes emotionally and mentally draining to a child, especially when you have two parents that cannot even coexist in the same room for the sake of the child or the children.
Hmm.
You know, Speaking from my personal experience, how did I know the time had arrived? Like no Portia just said, it's almost like you're fighting by yourself. It's like you've gotten in this boxing ring and you're fighting alone. And like you say, too much draining of your energy. You
Hmm.
just you just kind of go with the flow. It's almost like what it is, what it is at this point. Whatever. If we stay together, we stay together. If we don't, we don't. That's how you know it's the end. That's how you know it's time to let go. So Dre said, when you feel it's no longer worth fighting for, and if you got children, do what's best for the kids. No need to raise them in a toxic environment. Bingo. But you know what? I'm gonna say this. Men and women both use children as pawns in relationships.
Hmm.
So it's not just women that do it. I know some men that have that play on their children to get at the child or the children's mother.
Hmm.
So I agree with you, Dre. We have to stop normalizing this. Like you were just saying, big brother, let it go. Don't stay because of the kids. Because, like, we said last week, a couple weeks ago, the children are the ones that end up hurt in these situations.
Yep.
And neither parent stops to say, you know what, man, we got to stop doing this. Nobody tries to be the adult in these situations. So it's like, really, at some point, okay, at some point, somebody's got to be the bigger person and say, you know what, we got to end this. We got to try to coexist because we have a child together. Like Dre just said, you got to because you're going insane and will be no good to your kids. But again, in certain situations, and not all situations, no one's responsible enough or nobody's grown enough to say, you know what? Let me get off this roller coaster with you, and let me just be a parent to my child or a parent to my children.
I always say, it should be easy when children are involved because you put the child first. If you look at what the child needs out the situation, and both of y'all agree that you love the child, it should be easy. But people can't get over their own personal feelings or um, what they feel should happen, or you should be with me, and you're not trying to be with me no more, so you don't love me or the child, and it's all these feelings get imparted into it that don't need to. Should all only be about the child.
But some of us are not mature enough to have that particular conversation.
Hmm.
So, but sharing my personal story, how do you know when the time has arrived? When you just start doing you start doing single people shit.
Hmm.
You come home, oh, hey, how you doing, whatever, and you start doing single people shit. That's how I know when the time has arrived. When I have no more fight in me, when I've done all that I could do to try to salvage this relationship, and you not meeting me halfway, it is what it is now. And at some point, this thing here will,
phase six whole shit. Phase six whole shit.
right, that thing say phase 6. Y'all have
uh,
to go back to,
DEFCON 6, all the way
I,
out
I'm telling you, this one here, baby, she didn't gave numbers to phases, whole phase and whole phase 2, whole phase 3, and back at phase 6. No, we didn't went back to phase 1 like Titi. Like Titi did them in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. We didn't went back to phase 1.
there, way back.
We didn't put the gate up. That's it. Go stay your ass at home. You can't come here. Don't come here no more. But for me, when it got to a point where I was finding, videos, and I was finding messages and everything, I knew then. I was like, you know what? I really gotta let this shit go. I really gotta let it go. It's exhausting to me. You become stagnant. You still at square one. Nothing square three. Nothing has progressed. And at that point, it's time to let go. It's time to let it go. Stop fighting for it. If you know it's not gonna work, let it go.
Hmm.
Even though you may not want to see him or her with somebody different, let it go. If it's not working, why put somebody else through that same misery? Why? That's so selfish. Let it go. Be grown and walk away. Now, if it's a marriage, now that's something different. Because it's a lot of red tape in marriage. You got to get a lawyer and got to file the paperwork, and so it ain't as simple as boyfriend girlfriend where you could just, what, nigga, pack your shit and get the hell out of here, or girl, pack your shit, go to your mama house,
Yeah,
all of
just
that. But
distance so you can see, if it's still there. Because sometimes y'all, just like with COVID, like everybody's up on each other, couldn't go nowhere. So you tired of them breathing. Why the hell they breathing so damn hard? So sometimes we get like that. You need to go away, get into your separate corners, and see can you come back together. Later on.
and it's possible. Maybe he needed more time to grow, or maybe she needed more time to grow. Who knows? You know, Dre say, let it go and grow and evolve. Right, right. He say, just go do ball head whole shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
Mario.
hey, bust it, bust it, bust it. Hey, but it's too cold. Well, I couldn't do ball head whole shit last week. It was like 14 degrees, doc.
That ain't sexy. You're shivering. Your nipples hard, but shit, you cold all over. So
Right. So I couldn't do ball head whole shit. And the Portia say wait 61 days. She said wait 61 days. Cause at that point you can't return it after 61 days. It's over with.
It's
It's
over.
over.
Done deal.
Keish say phase 14 activated. You know what? Her in these whole phases, I'm gonna start telling hotels like
Mm.
Jasmine Sullivan. Hotels.
What the
Dre say it's on Facebook. Breaking the stigma is on Mondays.
Okay, on Mondays. Gotcha.
On Mondays. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So that's how you know. So brother, so let me ask you, in your relationship, how did you know you were done?
um. Uh. It depended on the relationship. Like my first relationship, the first real relationship, when we was always fighting each other. I try to go out the house, you trying to grab on me, don't want me to go nowhere, and it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. That was that young stuff. You just get tired of it. Once it's more bad than good, and you can't remember the good after a while, then it's time to go. The good is far and few in between. So now it's time to go.
Mm,
Um, I've had a situation to where you just grow apart, and it's not anything violent or anything volatile. It's just like we don't have conversation with each other no more. You just get in the bed. One person turn their back one way, and you just sitting up there looking at them, and they just, it's like, all right, I'm sick of this. It depends on the person, though. Depends on what you're used to and what you won't accept. Everybody has their own boundaries, their own things that just get them to it triggers them to the fact that they don't want to be bothered anymore.
mm-hmm. Or when it gets to a point where you just like, fuck, I gotta go home.
Hmm.
When you get to the fact that you dread going home, so you start working late, or you start trying to meet up with the fellas, or you try to meet up with your homegirls, or you try to, I'm learning your schedule. So I'm like, okay, he gets off at 10 o'clock. So I know I need to be in the bed no later than 10:05 so I could be asleep so I don't have to deal with him. And, when you're setting your alarm clock to get up earlier than them so you could avoid them. Yeah. At that point, it's time to let it go. At that point, it's really time to let it go. It's no point,
Yeah,
especially when intimacy is not like it used to be. It's almost you like you giving him that, huh, nigga, damn, type sex.
yeah, it becomes a chore. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you like, you know what, come on. All right. You give her 2, 3 pumps and a swirl, and that's it. 3 pumps and a swirl.
Hmm.
Or you can't even look at that person when y'all are intimate. It's all, you like, just 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 hit it from the back.
Hmm.
Just do that. I don't even want to look at you. But yeah, so at that point, it's time. And then when other people start to notice,
Yeah.
because people can see from the outside, they be like, what's up with you, and you and so and so. Y'all don't hang out anymore. You like, I could say, like, for example, let's say we used to, like, let's just say, um, we used to hang out with this couple on every Saturday or every other Saturday, and then we not kicking it with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Or you just hanging out with him and I'm just hanging out, And I'm not saying relationships like we're not supposed to do things separately, but when your friends start to notice, they like, "Eh, man, y'all, we was over here playing spades and y'all act like y'all didn't want to be in the same room with
Hmm.
each other. So that's how you know when a time has arrived. My thing is, I'm gonna say this: stop prolonging the inevitable. Let it go. Let it go. Really, truly let it go. Let it go. I mean, like I say, stop being selfish. Don't make the other person miserable to suffice you, and vice versa. Stop it. Ladies. Okay, ladies. If that man don't want you no more, let that man go. Don't go put sugar in his gas tank and Snickers in his gas pipe stop that. Let that man go. Relationships, it's almost like relationships go through a course. And once yours has run its course, let it go. Let that man go. And same way with you, fellas. Let that woman go. If y'all have done everything that y'all could do, let it go. Why sit and make the next person miserable? Because see, not only do you do that, but you mess it up for the next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So stop doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay. I'm calling us out.
Yep.
So let's stop doing that. Let's really stop doing that. So Keish say, my first relationship, she say arguing, stop caring. She say they just faded away. It was no breakup needed. They just ended it abruptly. So when it's ended abruptly, it's almost like, all right, you go your way, I'm going my way, and that's it. No other discussion after that. That's it. So that's what Keisha's saying. Um, and she say, I think we ended it with no, I think we should break up. And that's it. It was no other discussion after that. So Dre says, when I knew my relationship was done, she told me it was. So as much as I hated it, I took that L.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to take that L.
Yep.
We gotta take it. As much as we love that person, as much as we imagine spending the rest of our lives with this person, sometimes you gotta take that L. You gotta take it. But do know that behind that L comes a W.
Yeah.
So know that. So know that. So ladies and gentlemen, for however many L's you took, it's some W's that's gonna come by. It's some W's. Okay? So y'all don't be because that relationship didn't work. It's okay. It's okay. Somebody gonna come for you. The right person is gonna come for you. But make sure you are healed and you are fixed before you jump into another relationship. Because let me tell you something. Not everybody stays long enough to help you unpack that luggage.
Mm-hmm. And it's unfair to ask somebody to help you fix yourself. When you could have did that work before they came along. You sit in a certain place, and it's not guaranteed that anybody's gonna be able to do that. You're not going with everybody ain't therapists. Everybody don't have that kind of healing spirit. So um,
Mm,
you're gonna take even more L's if you don't fix yourself first.
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop jumping and going from relationship to relationship. Take time for yourself. As hard as it was for me, brother, that,
Hmm.
and I won't necessarily say it was an L. It was almost like a how can I call it? Um, I'm taking time for me now.
Hmm.
I'm not interested in being in a relationship with anybody right now. I don't even conversate with anybody on that level. I'm cool. I'm chilling right now. My focus right now, y'all, is Black Girl Interrupted. That's where my focus is. And once I get Black Girl Interrupted to where I want it to be, then maybe. But I'm working on me in the process too. So Dre says he struggled with it because she was a good woman. He said, but it was a lesson learned. Do you? So let me ask you, brother, because I feel that you learn something from each and every relationship you've been in. Do you feel like every relationship has taught you something?
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, once you get out of your emotions, out of your feelings, and you start to look at it from a certain standpoint of, okay, what did this teach me? Because you have to. There's lessons to everything in life. No matter what bad you go through, there's a lesson even that negative. Nothing is all negative and nothing is all positive. Even in positive, you can have negative aspects of it if you look at it a certain way. So it's all about your perspective on life. Every relationship I've had, I've took something away from it. Um,
Mm,
and also I haven't held on to any kind of animosity. So I kept the good stuff and I got rid of the bad. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
right. I'll say this. Initially, in the beginning, when we first broke up, I wasn't hurt so much at the fact that he cheated. I was more hurt at the principle behind it. Is that you weren't man enough to come and tell me that you had started another relationship, that you were in a whole another relationship with another woman, and I'm still thinking we still together.
Hmm.
So I think that's what hurt me the most was the principle. was the fact that you didn't respect me enough to say, you know what, I'm in a relationship with somebody else. It took for me to do some digging, I guess, so to say. I had to put on my detective hat.
Mhm.
But it was a lot of information of his that I still had access to that really revealed everything. And so at that point, when I figured out who the young lady was, I contacted her. And it wasn't on no old, be this and hold that and da. No. Because I wasn't mad at her, I was mad at him.
Yeah.
So I was angry, I was hurt. I was so bitter, you know. But then it was like, as the day after I had my breakdown and everything I had to go through on top of, dealing with this pandemic and so much other stuff, I was like, you know what? F this dude. I had to go stand in the mirror and remember who the fuck I was. I had to do that. So I had to pull myself out of that hole and I had to fix me. So, yes, indeed. Herbalist say he gets anxiety from these talks. Dre say, look, let's just fuck so I can make these nuggets for the kids and fold these clothes. Oh, Lord, I'm not finna play. Dre say, facts, there it is. Herbalist say he left when they changed.
Mhm.
And then Dre agreed with you, big brother. He said, definitely, bro, you got to do the work on yourself and take care of your star player before you do anything. Absolutely. Because what may look clean to you may look dirty to somebody else. And I'm talking about laundry. So we all have some dirty laundry. We all have these suitcases. Some of us have these big old ugly suitcases that we didn't push way to the back of the closet because we don't want to deal with it. But no, bring that big, dusty, ugly yellow suitcase to the front, open it up, and you separate. You separate the dirty clothes from the clean clothes. Fix yourself before you jump off into another relationship. I will say that. I will say that. This next question, whew, I guess I'm ready to answer it. How do you move on and let go of someone you love? For me, I had to meditate.
Mhm.
I had to really tap into Ashley. And again, like I just stated, I had to remember who the fuck I was. I had to remember who God designed me to be. And then, of course, I had to work through those demons.
Mhm.
I had to go through that pain. I had to go through that hurt. I couldn't suppress it anymore. I had to talk about it. Like I had to get it out. Do I still love him? Oh yeah, I got a lot of love for him. Real love for people doesn't go away overnight. But let me say this, I'm not in love anymore.
Yeah.
And that was the hard part for me. That was the hardest part for me. Was taking myself and putting me first.
Mhm.
And knowing that this was a man I had spent 5 years with. This was a man whose last name I carried.
Mhm.
So I in the beginning, like I felt a mix of emotions. I felt betrayed, everything, and I had to write those thoughts down. So in other words, I had to express that. You know what I'm saying? I had to express how I was feeling from day to day. So that's how I had to move on. And I finally had to put boundaries up on that. Hey, come on. You in a whole nother relationship. Respectfully, Leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully. So I did. It was hard. I leaned on God. I leaned on my friends. Some days I would sit in my house. I wouldn't even open the blinds. I would just sit in here with just the TV on
Mm-hmm.
and just cry. But I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as that process started to get easier for me, I deleted the pictures. You know what I'm saying? It was the social media, it was the pictures I had on my social media page. It was a day by day process. I would delete two or three here and there, and I went to all my pages to make sure. Had I deleted, and then I held on to the text message. That was the last thing I deleted was the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
I still had all the times that he had called. That was still in my call log. So the text messages were the last thing to go. And then I blocked him on social media. So, but he still manages to find a way to contact me. But
Shit. Still,
it's
still give you.
boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's boundaries. Naporsha says for her, she had to start loving herself more. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so, so, so proud of you. Me and Naporsha used to work together at AT&T. And T.
Mm-hmm.
And she went through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because technically we're not related, but her children are related to me. Her children's father is my cousin.
Okay.
So um I'm so proud of her. I have literally watched this young lady's journey. And she's doing it. So I'm so proud of you. And she looks very happy. She looks
Yeah,
very happy. So
that's what life's about, trying to be happy. You know, when something doesn't serve you anymore, you got to let it go and find your happiness and your peace somewhere else sometime. Don't be
right.
let it go. You know.
And so Dre says, man, he say, for me, I prayed, meditated, smoked weed, and exercised. He said I was hurt losing her, so I had to dig deep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to go back down that hole or that tunnel where it's no light in order to get back to the light. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. You have to do that. You got to dig deep. And that's that was the hardest thing.
Yeah, I think for men, what we tend to do, we tend to try to get things to kind of keep us away from whatever it is thinking about it, right? We'll go to drinking, we'll go to smoking, we go to other women, we'll help on other women real quick, you know,
Right.
just to try to mask those feelings or escape the feelings we have. And it's not always healthy. I mean, I've been through that situation to where I was trying to get over somebody and trying to distance myself to keep from calling, to keep from and it wasn't anything bad, like a bad situation, just that it wasn't working. So we uh we went our separate ways, and then I decided to, hey, I need to. I was partying 5 days a week. I was out in the streets partying, drinking.
Hmm.
Wasn't healthy. It was fun as shit, but it wasn't healthy.
Right.
And then we got back together. Then we split back up for a while. And I think after that, I was partying first, drinking and partying first. I think the second thing I did was like, okay, I didn't kind of, when she came back, I was kind of more guarded. I didn't really let her back in like that. So when she went away, it didn't really hurt as much. So I started, reading stuff and, just, doing stuff to kind of get my mind off of it. And self-help, educational stuff, black
Mm.
stuff, all kind of stuff, and getting to knowledge, just basically, just knowledge, learning stuff, asking why, the why of life, like why is this going on, why is that going on, and
Hmm.
that helped me out. So you know we can do a lot of things. Crying works. It's always therapeutic to shed tears and just let it out. Speaking of
So
something, I need you to watch a show. It's a show called Dr. Foster. Do not do what she did. It's on Netflix. It's 2 seasons. It's
Okay.
it's wow. But yeah.
Look, I need some more stuff to watch on Netflix because I was watching I just finished uh something Buried with the Bernards or something like that. Oh my God, so hilarious.
Okay.
That show is so hilarious. It's about a black owned funeral parlor in Memphis, Tennessee that's run by the son, the mother, the uncle, and his two daughters work there. Oh my God, it's so hilarious.
Bear with
Amazing show.
bear with
I
bear,
really enjoyed it. Buried by the Bernards is what it's
bear
called. It's on Netflix.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
So funny. So Naporsha said she had to do a lot of journaling, and you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Dre say, "Yep, that's what it is, bro. We cope doing other shit until we have nothing else to cope with but our feelings."
Hmm.
Yeah, like that old saying, "You got to get under somebody to get over somebody." I see it far too many times, especially with us women. Um, and I'm not saying men don't do the same thing, but I see it with women because, and the reason we do that is because we don't know who we are as a woman, as a person. So the only way we feel complete is if if I break up with somebody, I'm in a new relationship with somebody else in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever.
Also, it validates you as a person. I think for women, it validates y'all to say, okay, well, he didn't, he was doing this shit, but somebody else wants me, and they wanted me just that quick. So there's nothing wrong with me, and it's just one of them ego things almost.
Mm. And then we don't want to be. We're afraid to be alone. A
Hmm.
lot of us women we're scared to be alone. And the easy one of the best things that I've learned along on this journey was who I am. What makes me happy? What makes me laugh? What makes me smile? What makes me cry? What makes me angry? That's what I've learned on this journey. It's still a work in progress. And then, of course, I stepped out on faith and just went on with Black Girl Interrupted because this became therapeutic for me. The more I talked about it, the easier it was for me to deal with, and the stronger I got. Every day I get stronger.
Hmm.
So somebody asked me, if I had to go back and change anything in 2020, would I? No, no. And I'll say it again. With the exception of COVID, I wouldn't change anything about 2020 because 2020 made me the woman I am in 2021.
Yeah, I always say that. Like people when they said, "Well, I would have changed this. I would have changed. I wish this didn't happen." Everything that happened to me, from the worst shit in the world that ever happened to me, right? It led up to me being who I am today, and I like who I am today. So if you change something, you wouldn't be the person you are. It's all about learning and growing. So stop focusing on what you wish wouldn't happen, and focus on how to make yourself better, to where it doesn't bother you anymore, to where you can move on.
Right. And with you, I've been knowing you for some years now, and I've seen the growth
Mhm.
in you. And that's an amazing thing when someone that knows you can verify and say, "Yeah, bro, you done came a long way." Like your temperament is different now. It's like you're cool, it's like you're more relaxed. It's like you like, "All right, okay, you got it." you
Yeah,
know,
come to you.
right. And that's a wonderful thing is like I say when people can see your growth and people acknowledge your growth and salute you on the growth. you know Pain would can make people do a lot of things,
Mhm.
some good, some bad. And as Dre was saying, um you have to cope doing other shit until you have nothing else to cope with but your feelings. And then at that point, you got to address the issue head on.
Yep.
You can no longer suppress it. That's where you are. It's like, okay, we've already figured out what the problem. So now the next conversation has to be solutions.
Mhm. And
And
I'm
it's
not going
easy to lay
anywhere.
in.
I'm not going anywhere till you deal with me. I'm gonna keep coming back around till you deal with me.
Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna find yourself running into the same issue no matter what the next relationship you get in. Yeah, it's gonna be all relationships in the beginning are the honeymoon phase. Every last one of them. Oh my God. Oh, you just so in love and you're this, and then once the newness wears off and the lust wears off, you like, she do the same shit he was doing, or the same shit she was doing.
Mhm.
What they call it, smoke and mirrors. When the smoke clears, then you start to realize that you didn't upgrade. You just another female with the same shit. Period. So until you work on you, you're gonna run into them brick walls. Until you work on you, you're gonna keep running into them brick walls. So my advice to you, ladies and gentlemen, before you jump into another relationship, take care of you first. Heal first. Make sure you're emotionally, mentally, and spiritually ready to connect with somebody else. And don't make the next person pay for the last person's mistakes. That's not fair. Ladies, gentlemen, too.
Yep.
Y'all are not an exception to the rules
Well,
because y'all do it too.
yeah, we do it too. We do it.
I've seen it because you've been hurt. Now you want every woman to pay for what this woman did to you. You want to cause grief to her because what your first love did to you, or you want to cause grief to him because what your husband did to you, or your baby daddy did to you. Stop it. And I'm telling y'all, stop it. Cut the bullshit. Okay? Because that last man or your new man is not going to be like your last man. And your new woman is not going to be like your last woman. So stop jumping into these new relationships trying to figure out, trying to figure out if something's wrong. Like you're creating issues.
Mhm.
And I've seen that.
Or if they don't do it, what they do, they go into another relationship not giving it their 100% because they have these walls up. And what they do, they make it to where the other person has to work even harder if they can break through it. Even if they can't break through it, they make it to where they don't get in a full relationship, to where this person feels like, okay, um, yeah, I don't want to be in this type of shit, and they leave you alone, not validated that another man ain't shit, another woman ain't shit, and it just keeps on. It's like a self perpetuating problem.
Yes. That cycle. And Dre said, yeah, we do. That's why I'm not dating no time soon. So I won't project that on the next woman. He said, I gotta heal first.
Mhm.
He say, super guarded, bro. Got them playing the Da Vinci Code. Damn.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. You gotta go, find some shit to break the codes.
Man. But Dre, just know um that your love is coming. The woman for you, the woman that God specifically designed for you is coming. Same way with me. I know my man is coming. I'm not looking for him, but I know he's coming. You know, even if I have to go to New Orleans and go get him, I know he's coming. He was in Daytona this weekend at NASCAR. I know Alvin, number 41 for the Saints.
I don't have it.
Yes,
I can't do it.
I know. He was tweeting. I was tweeting too.
Hmm.
So sometimes, ladies, you got to go get that man, girl. Go get him. So I'll be at the big squeezy in New Orleans. They do juices and stuff like that. He be there.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go pay him a visit. Go let Alvin Kamara know that B is here. Right here, baby. Right
Hmm.
here. Next year I'll be ready. Maybe next year I'll be ready to fully give myself to you. But right now, let me just flirt with you. Let me just lust for you right now. Okay, that's it. You know,
Honest lusting.
right? Even though that's a sin. He's still cute. That little Georgia boy.
Mhm.
He said, "Yep, I know she's coming. That's why I'm chilling right now." He said, "I'm working on myself." Continue,
Yeah, gotcha.
and it's gonna come. I promise you, it's gonna come, and it's gonna be all for the greater of good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, brother, here's the $1 million question for everybody. Here's the $1 million question.
No, Lord. Oh,
Is
Lord.
it okay to keep in touch with an ex after a breakup?
Not,
Do,
I would say not
do,
if
do.
you're in another relationship. It's not. So obviously, it's not in that aspect. But I I think after some time, like it depends on like how deep you're involved with this person, how long it was. You have to get away from it. You have to give yourself enough space to clear up whatever the emotions. Gotta get over those emotions, and then maybe later y'all could be friends. But um, not when it's fresh. I don't think you can do that because you slip back into, or you put yourself in a place to slip back into another situation to where your emotions are back tied into that person, even though you're going to get something. The same situation is going to happen. So, um, yeah, like Dre said, I still like my exes call me and just check on me sometime, you know. So, but it's been time has passed. So, it's
Mm,
not like, yeah, we're gonna be jumping back in the bed. No, I don't feel that way for him no more. So
right.
it's just genuine, genuine, wanting to know how they doing and how they, I don't hate you, they don't hate me. So, it's cool.
I mean, I chop it up like with my ex, like my ex from like years ago, from
Mhm.
like 11 years ago. Um, in the beginning, I couldn't talk to him. Like like when me and him broke up, like I was already in like I had already jumped in another relationship and wound up pregnant with my baby girl, who's 11 now. Uh,
You jumped real hard on it. You jumped and you landed on something. That's what happened.
right. And my baby is 11 now. Should be 12 this year. But I even went to New Orleans and I was pregnant with my daughter, and I think he was more hurt by that.
Mhm.
But I'm like, but you waited until 3 weeks before we were supposed to get married to tell me you couldn't do this.
Mm.
But like we cool now. Like, he'll call me and I was telling him about my ex. He'll tell me about, his ex, and we laugh. And then for the most part, we talk about the children, like, how your kids doing and blah blah blah, and that's about it. But we don't reminisce. We don't go down memory lane. And he did say something. He was like, "You didn't even give me that many chances when we was together." He was talking about my current ex.
Mhm.
Uh, Boy, get away from me. But we cool though. Like we cool. He'll hit me up every now and again. I'll hit him up every now and again. I'll be like, "What's up, B? How you doing? What's good, baby? Whatever." And we'll chop it up. But I guess it all depends on how long ago the breakup was. Now, if it was something recent, I wouldn't advise it because it's almost because the feeling is still. Let me say this because it's still raw. It's still fresh. The wound is still open.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't say immediately, unless I guess y'all are trying to give each other closure. I guess so to say.
I done had that happen before. That don't work. Closure don't work. You end up in bed.
Yeah, I know, because you ended up with a son.
You end up in bed. Yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly.
got closure, all right.
Yeah, I did, and that was it too. After that time, I'm like, no, I can't do this no more. And surprise.
I mean, it's like I say, I think it all depends on how long the breakup has been. Like I say, if it's a month after the breakup, and I guess maybe depending on how long y'all have been how long the relationship was. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you don't get over somebody overnight. Real true love doesn't go away overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could sit up here and say, I love somebody else, you were never in love with that person, the person before. You was never in love with the person before. So if you can move on that quick, you was already dealing with that person.
Well, no, no, because you see, and that's what I thought too. Like I thought that in one of mine, and it was like I had to realize that what we were saying, people jump into something just to get over or try to block those feelings, those emotions, and you could tell when that happened because their relationship never stays long. They're trying to fill a void basically, and depending on how much y'all meant to each other, they won't be able to fill that void, just like you won't be able to fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take a long time if it ever happens. So I used to think that like, damn, how she didn't even care for me. She moved on real quick. Like she jumped in a relationship, right? Like it's only been 2-3 weeks. What the but it's a coping mechanism that they do. And like I said, everybody's different, and it didn't last. So there was something real when they couldn't move on with somebody else.
So let me explain to you my situation and how mine went down.
Mm-hmm.
We were still together. Like I had just went to go see him
Mm-hmm.
and brought him back to Houston with me
Mm-hmm.
and had just taken him back to, where the state that he lived in.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 weeks later, you in this other state with this girl.
And y'all still together.
Yes.
Oh,
He had just, matter of fact, I had just went down there in March, turned around and went back down there in April. Matter of fact, I went twice in 1 week because I went to go see him.
mm-hmm.
And then when I was down there, he got the phone call that he was having knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove back to Houston that Wednesday because I had to come get my stuff because we were about to start working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I turned around and went back to his state on that Thursday and was down there with him for his surgery that Friday. Brought him back to Houston that Saturday. He stayed a week with me in Houston. I took him back to his state because a few days after that, he was getting the stitches taken out. And then I was supposed to go back down there in a couple of, matter of fact, Mother's Day weekend. Mother's Day weekend, he was in a whole nother state with this girl, with the girl he with now.
Yeah, yeah, it was already in process, in progress right there. Yeah,
Right.
multitasking. That's what he's doing. He's multitasking.
So that's why I say it was you was already dealing with this female while you were still with me.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you try to slice the pie, you was dealing with this chick while you was dealing with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how my breakup came and how I found out about it was not only did his relatives tell me, but his bank statement told me.
Well, bank statements don't lie. Shit, I don't think they.
Because and how I found out because his card got hacked. So the notifications came to my email. So I called. He was like, I already know why you're calling. I'm on the phone with the bank. I'm gonna call you back. So anytime your card is hacked, they deactivate your card and they have to mail you out a new card. But some banks give you a temporary card till they mail you a new one. So when I went to go see, because it still had our address on there, I saw where he had changed the address to where he was at.
Mhm.
So
The
that's how I
new
found out.
address, the new.
So that's how I found out. Like I said, I did my detective work.
Mm-hmm.
I put my Dick Tracy hat on, and that's how I found out. And that's why I say it was more so the betrayal that hurt. It was the principle
Mm-hmm.
that you couldn't be a man and say, hey, because when I had a conversation with the young lady said, oh, yeah, we've been talking since October of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Well,
And
yeah,
2020 was when he had the surgery.
yeah. Well, he was multitasking once again.
Right. So yeah. So that's how my breakup went down. So that's what I mean when I say the hurt, the pain, the betrayal. It was a lot. It was a whole lot. Um, and in that particular moment, I kept the communication open because I still held out. Oh, he'll come back to me. Oh, and then even when I saw him, I saw him when I came to the state that he resides in now. I saw him,
Hmm.
and we slept together.
Hmm.
And I did it because I still loved him. And at that point, so when I got back to Houston, I was like, you know what? Here's this game. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Cause see, now you're playing.
after you did it, you realize, this can keep on going, and you
Right.
don't have control of the situation.
Because now you're doing the same thing you did to me to her.
Hmm.
And I didn't think about her because I didn't give two fucks about her.
Hmm.
I thought about me. And like I told him, I'm not mad at you. I'm more mad at me because I allowed this to happen. So I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at me. You know. So after I sent the girl the receipts. And like I told her, I say, I'm not trying to stir up mess, but now feelings are involved. Now it's you're playing with people's feelings and people get hurt playing with people's feelings. So I had to cut off the communication. I had to at that point. But he still manages to find a way to contact me. He calls from different phone numbers,
Brother be getting burner phones.
using them apps where you can create fake phone numbers or call him. He's calling me from his job. So that's my way of how I kept in touch with him. But now I've put the boundaries up, and I like I say, I respectfully say, leave me the fuck alone. Respectfully, leave me alone.
Brother be doing the June bug challenge with the phones. He be different places, different phones.
So Dre says, so let's go to the comments. So Dre says it took a while though, because I was still in my feelings, but we both know exploring a relationship is dead, so we good now.
Hmm.
And it gets that way. Maybe one day me and him could be cool, but right now, no. Mm-mm. Dre say, yeah, I check on her still to make sure she's straight. He say he still care. Yeah. Dre, how long were y'all together? How long were y'all in a relationship? And then he say, like Andre 3000 say, wait till that dopamine wear off.
Yep.
LOL. He say that's crazy. Yeah. So yeah. So going back, I guess it depends on how long it's been since the breakup. And so brother, so even though this is not one of the questions, what if it was a horrible breakup? Would you still want to keep in touch with them if it was a horrible breakup? Like if it was one of those.
If I went to jail, that's the only that's the only way I would. If I go to jail, yeah, no, I don't care. Well, I can't even say that because God, dog, my baby mama was shit. I didn't stay in jail. Put it that way. I spent the night in jail, so yeah, I can't. But we had a child together, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, no. Yeah, if it was a serious, a bad breakup, whatever. Yeah, I think that would be, I don't give a shit at that point. Or if it caused me a lot of problems, or cost you a job, something like that, something just,
Mm,
be around them type of people. So, um, yeah, you have to like that goes with doing what's best for you. You have to put yourself first. That goes with
right.
that. If you dealing with them or you calling them and checking on them is gonna get you in some kind of situation, then don't do it. Um, like you said, you can still care for somebody. deeply care for somebody, genuinely care for somebody, even though y'all can't be together. Um,
Hmm.
this is life. Nothing is guaranteed. You being with somebody is not guaranteed. Um, y'all could feel whatever y'all feel, and it just don't work out. Doesn't mean that it's a problem with either one of y'all. You know,
Hmm.
chemistry is real. Y'all might not have the right chemistry. Y'all might have the wrong. Both of you have your own separate ideas that doesn't mesh well, and it you just can't be in a relationship. So at that point, you have to understand. It's nothing. It's you're a good person. I'm a good. We're good people. We're just not good together, and then move on.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Now, I was in a relationship with a guy that I ended up in jail. Oh, Jesus, fix it. Um, and like some years down the road, like we actually became cool. Like we actually were friends on Facebook for a little while. But then he started posting some crazy shit, and I was like, unfriend. Get your
Mm-hmm.
goofy ass on. I'm sick of seeing your goofy ass on my timeline. But we
Mm-hmm.
were cool. Like I'm cool with his brother.
Okay.
Like I'm cool with his brother. And me and him both went to jail. It was a domestic situation, and in the state of Georgia, they
Oh
don't
yeah.
take one, baby. They taking both of y'all.
Both out. Yeah. They ain't
Oh,
playing.
come on, both of y'all. Let's go, ma'am. Turn around.
All right.
Where's the knife?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they had me for. Felony. Felony. What was it? Felony assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came and had been drinking, and I wasn't in the mood for it, and I guess he thought I was weak, and I had to let him know, boy. Let me show you. Let me show you about New Orleans sugar. Let me go and show you. So, but I didn't stab him. I just, I grabbed the knife and chased him out of the house. And he's the one called the police. Well, he went to the neighbor and told the neighbors to call the police. And he thought I was gonna be the only one going to jail. Wrong. You went to.
Yeah.
So, but that was that was back in '06, 2005, 2006. It was in 2006. So that
Mm-hmm.
was what, 15 years ago almost. So I'm not that same person anymore. I'm not violent. I don't have time. I
Yeah.
just go.
You got over the violence.
Yeah, just go. I got over my crazy phase, my Tasmanian devil phase. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Just go. Whatever. I don't even want to argue anymore. So, but yeah, but like I said, we got cool after, like it had been some years after the incident, and like I said, we were friends on Facebook for a while. But I again have to agree with you. It all depends. It all depends. If I'm healed, if that other person is healed,
Mm-hmm.
can we talk? Can we communicate after that? So, brother, Will, baby, how soon do you think is too soon to date after a breakup? How soon is too soon to date after a breakup?
1 week, 3 days, 4 days. A week is too soon. Too damn soon.
12 hours
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
after lunch? You go to work for 8 o'clock, and by lunchtime, you're dating somebody else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it. I don't think it'd be successful. I mean, if we talk about do you want a real relationship? Are you trying to date seriously? Then yeah, that's too soon. But if you're just trying to occupy your time and get back out there and just entertain yourself, then go for it. But you run the risk of damaging other people in the process that might have a genuine interest in you. So it depends on what you're looking for, and as long as you're not hurting anybody else or damaging anybody else in the process, then go have at it.
So, do you think it should be like? So, you don't think like it's a specific time frame, like 6 months? Like maybe you should wait a year. Like,
Like I say, it depends. I think like not to say okay, so women, this is not to say anything about y'all, but women are mostly emotional. Um, for the most part, they're going to be more emotional than men generally. We have emotional men now. Don't get me wrong, but generally women are more emotional. So I think the time frame a woman has to uh, uh, have in between the relationships should be a little bit longer till that kind of feeling goes away, or until it gets to the point that when you think about that person, you don't want to call them, you don't want to do, you don't feel no kind of way about it, or you talk about them, you don't have the same kind of heat in your chest when you're talking about them. When that start to go away, then okay, yeah, I'm better. I need, I could, deal with some, maybe start dating people.
Yeah.
You
But
were saying?
I said that.
Yeah, go ahead.
When me and him, okay, so fast forward to January of this year. So he reached out to me and was like, I want to talk to you, I apologize, I was childish,
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't have did that. And in that moment, in that conversation, I told him I was ready to have this conversation, but I wanted it to be in a place where I was able to, whenever I hear your name, I didn't, it didn't take me back to that place
Uh-huh.
of hurt and betrayal. I wanted to get to a place where when I see your pictures, I'm not flashing back to, oh my God, I remember when he took this picture on this day, and or I remember on that day.
Uh-huh.
So I think he more so pushed the issue for us to have a conversation without respecting or even inquiring how did I feel.
Uh-huh.
Almost it was selfish. Would you agree or disagree on that? Do you feel like that was selfish?
What, that he didn't ask you how you felt after the fact?
It was like, okay, so everything went down with me and him in June.
Uh-huh.
So here you come January of this year, and we had just been together in September.
Uh-huh.
So like I found out, like you confirmed and was like, oh yeah, I'm in a new relationship in June.
Uh-huh.
Then I saw you in September, and then you called me in January, apologize. Oh, I was childish, I was this, I was that. Like, how do you know I was really ready to have that conversation with you? Because
And
in the midst of that conversation, it was this anger came again. It was like I was ready to choke him the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie.
rehash some old feelings. And from what you say, I don't even think that was genuine. That was uh trying to appease you, trying to alleviate the situation just for the moment, just so he can kind of get closer properly. Especially if he's still with the girl. If he's still with the girl, then yeah, that's no. That I don't think that was genuine.
Right. And then it was like the communication you were having with, my little a person I call my little sister. Then it was like he started making up stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, I heard you was talking about me, and sending me text message. Oh, keep my name out your MF mouth, and I'm like, what? Boy, you were not even the topic of the conversation.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like you really were really trying to get next to me, get under my skin, and I allowed it. But then it was like, you know what? Yeah, you really have to leave me alone. You really have to leave me alone now, because I'm never gonna heal as long as I allow you to keep, you know what I'm saying, penetrating my realm of peace.
Hmm.
And that's what I mean when I say that's selfish. But why though? That's that. I guess that's the $1 million question though, is why.
Ego, to know he still got it, he still could get it.
He called me today,
Hmm.
and it's like you call me from different phone numbers. Why? Why? But then it's like, why do you answer the calls? But really, truly, I didn't know who number it was today that they called me. But but to me, how soon is too soon? 6 months. I'm gonna say 6 months. I think 6 months is too soon to date after a breakup because, like I say, when you really truly love somebody, you're not thinking of jumping into another relationship with somebody else. You focused on trying to heal you. You're focusing on trying to take care of yourself. That's my opinion. I think 6 months is too soon. Give yourself maybe a year. Now if Alvin Kamara called me, we gonna get in a relationship.
An hour ain't too soon if he call you, huh?
He called me right now. If Alvin Kamara called his phone, I'm gonna say yes. Or I'm on the way. I'm getting flued out.
Damn this podcast. I'm out.
I'm gonna leave.
Hey,
Look,
you can have it.
all you gonna see is this. That's all you gonna see.
Like, damn it. Then you gonna hear.
It's gonna be on you, boo. It's gonna be on you, big brother. Let
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara call. It's gonna be on you. This all you gonna see.
Mm-hmm. Is out. I'm out. Ashley, come here. Ashley, Ashley.
You gonna see the microphone muted, the camera gonna be cut off. No, I'm gonna leave the microphone on because you gonna hear me running around packing stuff. I'm be like, I'm about to get flued out. I'm about
Damn
to
it!
get
What my sexy panties? Hold on. What that sexy shit? At?
flued out. I'll be like, oh, did I get them toys? Did I pack the
Mm-hmm.
toys in here for this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be on and popping, baby. Let Alvin Kamara call, baby. Let Denzel Washington's son call me, John Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, boy, y'all black men are so sexy. I love y'all. I just have to say that. But yeah, I think 6 months is too soon to date after I break up. I think you're really on a more serious note. I really think you should take some time and heal and really get to know you. Take that time for you. Be alone with you. So you know what you want and what you don't want, and what you will and won't deal with. So that way you won't be blinded by, oh, well, he's in a new relationship or she's in a new relationship, so I gotta get in a relationship. Spite. Trying to make the ex jealous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of reasons we jump into these relationships prematurely because the ex is in another relationship. So now you don't want to seem like you lonely, and
Gotta
so here
prove
you
a
come.
point.
You done jumped into this relationship with this man or this woman, and you posting for social media when really behind closed doors, your life's about to get cut off because he didn't took your little money. He didn't give you that little $40 you asked for. That's what it is at the end of the day. So I don't believe in that, getting under somebody to get over somebody. I just don't. I just don't.
Possibly doing
What
harm to
about you?
yourself in the process. Oh, I've done it. I mean, it feels good. I mean, I could say that, but it doesn't. It it doesn't make it better. It's not a long term fix. It's not, it's just a band aid for a situation. So yeah, I would say I would probably wouldn't ever do that in the future. Um, because other people be expecting stuff also. So you have to deal with that too. The fact that he must like me. He must, and then you just there for one night or however long y'all had doing y'all thing, and like I said, you run the risk of damaging other people, and that's never cool.
And you got people out here that's doing that though. That's just going and just damaging people and they don't care. And a lot of that comes from, your childhood. Because maybe you have neglect issues. You have not neglect, abandonment issues.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to dig deep and get to the root of the problem. Why can't you substantiate healthy, long-term healthy relationships? Why are you relationship to relationship to relationship? A lot of that starts from way back, way, way back. And you got to address those issues. Because if you don't address those childhood traumas, you'll be dealing with them in your adult life. I'm guilty.
Mhm.
Definitely guilty. I stayed longer in relationships than what I should have because I didn't want to be alone. So I was going from relationship to relationship. Sure did. Absolutely did. I think me and my ex, we had broke up. And what? Maybe a few months later, I was dating my baby girl, her daddy,
Mhm.
and wound up pregnant on Valentine's Day. Got pregnant on Valentine's Day.
Like that meme say for February 14th, you running after them. They ever run after you. November 14th, you run after them.
Baby. And my daughter, but she's a Libra though. But they took her. Like I had a scheduled C-section. She was actually due Halloween, but I was like, nope, that's too long for me to stay pregnant. So she was like, well, we can take her on the 23rd. No, let's take her on the 19th.
Mhm.
But it's only 4 days. Yeah, but that's 4 days less I have to be pregnant. Shit. Take this baby on the 19th. And they did. October 19th, 2009, I had my baby girl. And I can't even call her baby girl because that's a little woman now.
Mhm.
That little thing now. Oh, she's sweet. That's my baby though. So now we roll into the last part of the night. The aftermath. Recovery.
Mhm.
The aftermath of the relationship. So now you moved on. It's time to let it flow. How do you pick up the pieces after that breakup? How do you pick it up? What do you do? How do you feel? Even in the first 24 hours of the breakup, how you feeling? Or the first week after the breakup, how you feeling? That's the aftermath. So in my breakup, the aftermath, I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody. I'll say that. I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy. Because that after that converse, I mean, the night he called and said, oh, yeah, I'm in a new relationship. You don't contact me, I won't contact you. Felt like somebody stabbed me. And I had to deal with that. So the aftermath after that, it hurt like hell. I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurt. The first 24 hours, it was like all I could hear was him, those words replayed in my head every
Mhm.
day. I'm in a new relationship. I'm in a new relationship. You don't contact me, I won't contact you. Those were the words that replayed in my mind every day for like 2 months. And I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I started drinking again. I was killing bottles of wine, 2, 3 bottles just to go to sleep, just so I didn't have to think about it. But when I would wake up the next day, here come the words replaying in my mind.
Get back. Mhm.
So at that point, brother, I had to deal with that. I had to deal with that. And so me and my therapist, we talked. And she said, you need to write down how you feel. Write down your emotions. So I wrote down a list. I think it was like 2 pages. Betrayed, lied to, hurt, disgusted, suicidal. I mean, every range of emotion that you could think of was on that paper. That's the aftermath. Having to deal with that. And then I was still connected to his family.
Mhm.
So it was like that was, that was still almost like my gateway to him. And so as time went on, eventually I had to cut off communication with them because then it started to become overwhelming.
Mhm.
And then it was, you know, his mom, she's now passed away. She's passed on. Was coming to me.
Mhm.
So then that became, it was like that was a whole nother realm of bullshit I had to deal with. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot do this. Why? So I reached out to my spiritual advisor. So I mean, I really had to get broken all the way down in order to be able to rebuild myself back up, to be strong enough to say, you know what, I've got to put these boundaries up now. Because now I feel like you're violating me. It's like I feel like now you're playing.
Mhm.
Now it's becoming a game to you. You know, now you're playing with my feelings. Now you're playing with my emotions. And I had to put the boundaries up. As hard as it was for me to do, I had to do it. Because I could no longer be mad at him, because men and women will only do what you allow them to do.
Correct.
So I had to stop being angry at him and started being angry at myself. Actually, why are you allowing this? Why are you still answering these phone calls? Why are you still even entertaining these conversations with him? But I did it because I still loved him. A big part of me still wanted to be with him.
Mhm.
But like I told you, brother, at that one point, I was like, you know what? I have to remember who the fuck I am. I had to say, oh, bitch, you are cute. You are fabulous. You got this podcast. You got all these blessings. You've mended the relationship with your children.
Mhm.
You know, you hate, you created a secure circle of female friends that really, truly, genuinely want to see you win. So I had to start embracing those W's and start letting go of those L's.
Mhm.
Because these women told me, Ashley, we got you. They encouraged me. I started to encourage myself. So that's how I had to bounce back. And then of course a lot of prayer. A lot of Yolanda Adams, a lot of nights that I had to cry because I had held all this in for 2 or 3 days and oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. But really on the inside I'm dying. Like, I'm holding all this in to the point where now my anxiety then kicked in. And that wasn't good. To the point where I was ready to throw everything away with this podcast.
Mhm.
But again, I had to go get in that mirror and I had to be like, girl, do you know who you are? Do you know what you stand for? Do you know what you represent? Do you know how many storms you've gone through and how many storms you've made it through? So I had to continue to tell myself that every day.
Mhm.
Every day. You survived 3 suicide attempts, Ashley. Come on now.
Yeah. There's a reason.
God, God didn't let you die the first time. God didn't let you die the second time. God didn't let you die the third time. So you gonna go through pain. That's life. You got to put your big girl panties on, Ashley, and you got to come on. And I had to get up.
Mhm.
I had to get up. And I had to fight. I had to keep going. I had to keep pushing. So that's the aftermath of moving on and letting go. I had to make up in my mind. Let that go, Ashley. I even wrote a list. The good versus the bad. And it was more bad than it was good. So that's my aftermath. Like I had to make a decision. Let this man go. He not thinking about you. He happy. So why you over here sad? Why you over here miserable? Why he sleeping good every night? You over here crying. So that's when that light bulb went off, and I was like, you know what? Oh, oh, I'm that bitch. I went and got my braces put on. Like
Mhm.
I wanted to feel beautiful. I wanted to, and I was like, you know what? You cute as hell, Ashley. Look at them freckles. People are paying to have them freckles on their face, and you were born with them. So that's the aftermath of my breakup. My light started to shine a little brighter. I had to cut it up just a little bit. Every day I cut it up. And look where I am now. The aftermath, baby. The aftermath. The bounce back. The glow up. That's where I'm at today. So I thank him. Cause had it not have been, I take a lesson. I've taken a lesson from every relationship I've been in. But I thank him. Because God told me I had to create a place of pain in order for you to move. I had to make you uncomfortable in order for you to get comfortable.
Yeah.
I had to shake up your world. I had to shake up your life because you started to get complacent. You forgot about you. You were giving this man more energy than what you were giving to yourself. So I had to do it. And here comes Black Girl Interrupted. That's the aftermath of my breakup.
Mhm.
So if you ask me, would I change anything about 2020? Hell no. Because I'm the rose that grew from the concrete. That's my aftermath.
Mhm.
I've connected with so many people. So I thank him. I thank God for taking me through this storm and allowing me to really feel the pain because I would have never changed.
True.
So that's the aftermath. That's why I had to bring it when they say the aftermath, the aftermath. What happened after the breakup? Where were you after the breakup? What changed after the breakup? Whew. And for once, y'all, I didn't get emotional tonight. I mean, for once, I didn't get emotional telling my story. So, brother, your aftermath. What is your aftermath?
That means it's you're getting better. Like you're healing because you're not feeling that same emotion. It's not tied to that deep emotional to the situation. So it's good. Talking about it. I think also talking about it, as much you talk about it, it lessens the hurt because you're getting it out. You're constantly getting it out. So it doesn't have the same effect on you. Well, the aftermath for my last situation is no aftermath because we back together. So, yeah. So yeah, no. So yeah, it wasn't. It was back forward, just to realize that uh, we cool, we good together. So um, we riding it out. So
So, would you consider her your forever?
let's see if she watching this right now. Let me see.
Or is she watching?
Yeah, maybe she probably is. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, we've been back and forth for about, you know, it's been a while, 8 years. So yeah, it's been there, and we have it's more good than it is bad. So it's a good situation. You don't never know. You optimistic. You hope for the best, but you live every day. You live every day to see if you know if it's the situation that you want. You're constantly uh if you constantly choosing each other every day, then that's what it is. When you stop
Mm,
choosing that person, when you start to second guess yourself, then something's going on, and you need to
right.
adjust the situation.
Well, I'm glad, that you are in your aftermath. I'm glad that you are finally at a comfortable space.
Hmm.
Cause like I say, I've been knowing you for some years now, and
Hmm.
I used to see the wild will, but the growth is amazing, and I think that a lot of that does come with age.
Yeah, it definitely was age. Because I don't want to waste the energy to do the other stuff, because it takes a toll on you when you're trying to do real stuff. So.
Mm. And then you miss out on the your possible forever
Hmm.
because you're still, I guess, vibing the old way.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I think that's where I'm at, brother, is I'm in a more comfortable space now than I was 6 months ago. Um, I've really poured a lot. I let me say this: I'm more vulnerable now. I'm more of an open book now.
Hmm.
And I'm okay with that. Um, so I just I thank God, like I see, for my aftermath. I thank God for the glow up. Um, and I have heard people say, "Oh, you did it because you were trying to." No, long before me and him broke up. So let me clarify and verify this for people. Black Girl Interrupted came before the breakup.
Hmm.
Black Girl Interrupted was a idea created almost 3 years ago. It just took for pain to catapult it because it's not easy for me to write how I feel. It's easier for me to talk.
Hmm.
So from the very first episode up until now, you guys can see I'm a little more relaxed. I'm a little more, loose and having fun with it because it's become therapy for me. So no, I didn't create Black Girl Interrupted to try to make him jealous or to make it seem like I'm doing big things. No. This was an idea that came even before he left. This was the idea that came to be in 2018. And we were still together in 2018. So we were living in Houston, as a matter of fact, when I came up with the idea, because that's when I still had my pink logo.
Hmm.
So that's Black Girl Interrupted in a nutshell. This is my therapy. This I've created a safe platform for other people to come and utilize, and we unpack suitcases together. We push the envelope with, and when I say push the envelope, we have those discussions that we don't typically talk about. We have those conversations where we're not going to point the fingers. Everybody's going to own their part in situations. Period. So we're gonna stop blaming the man, and men, y'all gonna stop blaming women. We're gonna stop with the blame game, and everybody's gonna eat out of the same bowl that you try to make the other person eat out of. That's what Black Girl Interrupted is about. Disrespect will not be tolerated, no bullying, no none of that. So that's what Black Girl Interrupted is. To interrupt, to stop the interruptions that we go through as black women, to deal with that trauma, so we could be queens and start to love and respect one another. That's Black Girl Interrupted. And to help my brothers to change the narrative on my black men, all because it fits a narrative.
Yep.
Because it's easy for us to point the finger at the man and say, oh, he's the cheater, he's the cheater, he's the cheater. No, you have some women that cheat too. So we're going to have those uncomfortable conversations. We're going to have those conversations that everybody else sits around and has roundtable talks about, and we don't. So if you really want to walk in your truth, you have to live in them.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And that's another conversation that we're going to have. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So if Black Girl Interrupted is not for you, then hey, God bless you. So that's my aftermath.
Mhm.
So we are rolling into our final thoughts for tonight. Oh, I feel so much better though. I really do.
Get it off your chest.
Oh yeah. I had to say it with my chest. Like
Mhm.
Kevin Hart say. Say it with your chest, little nigga.
Get it with your chest.
Oh yeah, before we even go into the final thoughts, shout out to Dave Chappelle for getting his coins, baby. Shout
Mhm.
out to Dave Chappelle. Also, what else do I want to say? Before we roll into the final thoughts. Shout out to prayers up for Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was in a very bad car wreck today. Prayers to him. I believe he's still in critical condition. I know he had to be removed from the car with the jaws of life. So prayers up, big prayers up to Tiger Woods. Um again, thank you to everybody that came out to support the whole state of Texas. Um Thank you to the truck drivers. Thank you to the to the grocery stores that stayed open. Thank you to the frontline workers. Thank you to everybody that has came and rallied together to help put Texas back together because last week was very horrible for all of us. Um, so before we roll into the final thoughts, the last comment for tonight was Dre says he was speaking to me. He says, experience your feelings, however long it takes, then move on with your life. Oh yeah, I've done that. And I'm still doing it. Every day. Every day I am doing it. Every day, every day, every day. So, yes, my final thoughts for tonight's episode. It was a much needed conversation.
Mhm.
Um, it's difficult. You know, when you're in a relationship and you really truly love somebody, even though you know the relationship is no longer working and having to realize that it's time to let go, that it's time to move on. Um, we have to start putting ourselves first. Know your worth. Know you are worth more than what you're settled for. Value yourself. Stop thinking that another man won't come around or another woman won't come around because God didn't stop at that particular man and God didn't stop at that particular woman. Now, if you're in Atlanta, yeah, but
Mhm.
anywhere else, you got a chance. So if y'all are sharing men in Atlanta, hey, the ratio is what is it for every
One almost. That's the
yeah.
last I heard. To like 20 to 1.
So, but this was like I said, this was a much needed conversation. I know a lot of people right now are dealing with toxic relationships or fighting to let go of a relationship or fighting to still hold on to a relationship. And I really hope this episode was informational. No, let me change that. Was informative to you, um, to know when it's time to let go and when it's time to move on. Don't be selfish in the situation. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to the other person. If you and a person have establish that neither one of y'all are happy, just go your separate ways. Because you are definitely ruining it for the next person, the next relationship that he or she may get into. And that's not fair. Stop making stop making the next person pay for the last person's mistakes. That's how I feel. Brother, what are your final thoughts? Big brother Will, what are your final thoughts?
Hmm. Um, it just we have to we have to stop trying to run away from our emotions, our feelings, and cope with ourselves. Um, I always said, like when it was asked of me, because it was asked of me, like, well, how could I move on? How could it not bother me? And we were born alone. We're gonna die alone. We're not guaranteed to be with anybody, even though we will long to be with somebody. We want to have a companion. You want to share our life with people. Um, it's ending something. Um, ending something is not the end of everything. As long as there's breath in your body, you can you can find somebody else. You can find love. Um, you can mend it with somebody that you do have love for. People change. As time go on,
Mm-hmm.
we all get to a certain point in our life that we want to. Uh, we understand what we need. Because in the beginning when we're young, we don't know what we need. We just we guessing at it. We don't truly know
Right.
ourselves. So I think, like you said, with age, comes more wisdom, and a lot of times in relationship, hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We get out of a relationship, we start thinking back to the things that we could have done better. We start reassessing our side of the relationship, our part in that relationship, and if we're true to ourselves, we stop trying to play the victim because a lot of people do that. A lot of
Mm.
people play the
Mm.
victim like they were so wrong. Then understand that you have a part in the relationship also. So you look at your part first and
Right.
where you could have been better, you could have done better, and how your actions could have played a part in that person's actions towards you. Uh,
Right.
Um, sorry, somebody was listening. They are looking at the show and they just text me. Anyway, yeah. So see how your actions cause them to react to certain things, and it caused the demise of your relationship. So we have to always be assessing our part of the relationship first before we look at the other person's part. Um,
Mm.
and once you do that, you get a true depiction of uh, where you at in a relationship, your place, their place, a broader view of just the relationship in general, and hopefully, if it's not for you, you can move on and feel free and be free to move
Mm.
on because you understand that you've done everything that you need to do.
Yeah.
You try to correct the situation. Anything you've done wrong, you try to correct it, and if it's not working, it's not working, and just understand it doesn't have to work. It doesn't always have to work. It doesn't always need to work. You need to heal, and that person has a say so to what they need. Also, you have to take that into consideration. Also, that that person is their own person too, and they deserve something out of the situation. Also, and if it's not serving them, then they have to be able to move on. Also, and respect it. At the end of the day, you got to respect it.
Right. And that's what you just said was so deep and so true. Um, and that goes back to, our previous episode when we talked about accountability. And at what point do we stop with the blame game? Stop saying, "Oh, Will, you did this," and Ashley, you did this. No, we both did this. Because it takes two people to create a relationship. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we have to own our parts in the demise of relationships, as Big Brother Will just said. We have to own our parts. And I don't know if that was me that said it or was that you, brother, that said, no, Well, both of us, because on a couple of episodes back, I think I said it's like when we get in these relationships, we stop doing the things that it took to get that person because we don't feel we have to anymore. Because they're like, oh, well, I already got him or I already got her, so I don't have to do what I don't have to do this anymore. So we got to stop doing that. It's time to take accountability for your part in this in relationships. But it's easy and it's familiar for me to say, you know what, Will, it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You came home, you told me you was gonna be here at 5:30 and it's 7 o'clock and here we come with the blame game. Here we come, with the pointing fingers. At some point, everybody needs to be held accountable in a relationship. That's just me. I know women. I know you like, well, is it? No, it's not just him, boo. It's us too. It's us too, boo. You got the man. What did you stop doing? Fellas, you got the woman. What did you stop doing? We gotta take accountability for that. I know y'all women is like, oh my God, Ashley, no, 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 Hmm. Like I say, we get complacent and we get comfortable in these relationships, and we forget to do the thing to keep, continue the things that we did to get him or her. It don't hurt, ladies, to fix yourself up from time to time, fellas. It don't take that much for you to fix yourself up from time to time too, fellas. We gotta date. We gotta start dating in again in these relationships. Period. That's just how I feel. I know they like, girl, what are you talking about? But we do. We gotta stop playing, y'all. Start normalizing healthy relationships. So y'all already know how it goes down. Y'all know your girl is live every Tuesday, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all already know. Hit your girl up. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Don't forget, go subscribe to Black Girl Interrupted on YouTube. Hit your girl up. You could always catch, if you miss the episode, you could always go on YouTube and catch the replays. Always do that. Don't forget, I'm on all the streaming platforms. Let me see what else. Don't forget the first annual Women's Empowerment Conference by presented by Black Girl Interrupted will be June the 5th. It will be virtual from 10 to 3. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. 10 to 2. I'm sorry, 10 to 2. My apologies. June the 5th, 10 to 2. Don't forget y'all on. I finally got my hair right. Yes.
Mhm.
Don't forget, tune in with Big Brother Will every Sunday on Facebook. You can also follow him on YouTube at the ADHD Hour podcast. He is on YouTube. Run and subscribe. Run them subscribers up.
Yep.
Let him know.
Right.
Tap in.
Yep.
He really does some informative stuff. Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you go ahead and have that.
Yeah. No. You said the ADHD hour on Sundays, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. The men's Black Male podcast at 4 o'clock. ADHD hour podcast is at 7 o'clock on Sundays. And yeah, YouTube ADHD hour podcast on YouTube. So come holler at me.
And he talks about some really great stuff. He promotes a lot of black owned businesses. So if you would like your business highlighted on the ADHD Hour podcast, go follow him right now. Facebook, go tap in with him on YouTube. If you are a small black business owner and you want your business highlighted, that's the man.
Yeah, we
That
do
gentleman right there, that's the
once a
one.
month. Once a month, we do a showcase of black businesses. So yeah, just reach out to ADHD Hour on Facebook. You'll see me and my sister with Corona mask with ADHD Hour on it as the picture. Just hit me up and friend me, follow me, whatever, and I'll get back at you.
Y'all go holler at him. Y'all stop playing now. When I say stop playing, Stop playing. Go holler at him. I mean, when I tell you his show is very informative, I love it. I tune in every Sunday. I tune in. I watch it on YouTube. That's where I watch it. From time to time, I'll be like, oh shit, and clicking on Facebook. And before I know it, I jump off Facebook and I run right on over to YouTube. Um, and click the notification so you can be notified when he goes live so you don't miss any of his episodes. Like I say, Will is amazing. Him and his sister, they talk about a lot of stuff. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it. Oh, I can't get enough of it. I'm gonna say that. I'm definitely gonna say that. So shout out to you, Big Brother Will. I'm so proud of you. I don't say it enough, but I'm gonna continue to tell you I'm very proud of you. Very um love the growth that you have made. Love the strides that you have made, and I'm very very happy to see where you continue to grow with ADHD Hour podcast as well as the Black Male podcast. Like I cannot wait. Like I'm so excited for that. Um, but y'all tap in with Big Brother Will. I promise you. He
Same with you, because I come over and I check you out, and then be on there in the comments sometimes. So same with you. I check you out, and watching you and all the stuff you doing. You keep on add more. I'm gonna get there one day. You keep on add more platforms. I'm gonna get there. I'm doing too much. What it is, I after I get through this month, somebody wants me on next month. Well, two people actually want me on their podcast next month. So I'm probably gonna end up doing not the whole month, just one on March the 4th. I just heard today, March the 4th. I'm doing one with Jade. Jade, she's hosting.
yes.
So she got me coming on March the 4th, and then another friend that has something that's on YouTube on Saturdays. So I'm going to try to see what's up with that. And then I'm also doing a nonprofit for men's health, which we'll be doing something in September 11th. We're doing like something in Baltimore, men's
Okay.
health fair, and we'll probably be taking it other places, but it's based out of Baltimore with my cousin. So uh, I'm busy, so I'll
Well,
get
you
to.
already know. So let me let everybody know. So this guy right here in June will be with me again the whole month of June in recognition of Father's Day. So every topic in the month of June will be in regards to black men.
Okay.
So y'all look for this guy. He's gonna be with me again for the whole month. I may try to snatch him from time to time in some of these other episodes when he's not busy to tap back in with us. So I definitely want to put something in your ear once this show is over,
Okay. All right.
brother, in
Let,
regards to
let me know.
getting into other platforms.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. It is what it is.
So yes, yes, yes. So y'all don't forget next Thursday. Y'all wait a minute. I got the
This Thursday.
next. I'm not next Thursday. This coming Thursday. Let me go back. I have to. Y'all know I'm slow. Y'all bear with me. I'm slow. Let me. We got another episode Thursday. I believe Thursday is the 28th, right? Oh yeah. So
Yes.
for Thursday, let me let you know what Thursday's topic is. I normally have everything pulled up, y'all, but
25th. 25th.
all right. So this coming Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're doing a recap. What's love got to do with it? So we're recapping, and also to let y'all know, I am dropping a debut video by my guy Anthony Hale, and it is called Bag. Okay, so y'all don't forget to tune in Thursday. Don't forget, Big Brother will be with us for Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. But yeah, y'all tap in Thursday because we gonna do a recap, and then I'm gonna let you know what to look forward to for the month of March. It's gonna be real interesting for the month of March. So definitely want you guys to tune in. Don't forget, run over to YouTube, subscribe to Black Girl Interrupted, and hit the notification so you can be notified when the episode when we go live. When we go live, holla at us. And don't forget, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, I'm doing a debut video drop for my boy Anthony out of Biloxi, Mississippi, and the song is called Bag. So I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I'm gonna see if I can get him to come on the show with us uh for his video. But if not, I know he'll be with us in spirit. So again, thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. Don't forget, y'all go holler at my boy, Big Brother Will from the ADHD Hour. Check him out on Sundays at 4 and 7, and that is Central Time. Wait, did I
No
say?
Eastern time. No Eastern time.
Oh, Eastern Time. So it's 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and then 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So y'all don't forget, go tap in with Big Brother Will at the ADHD Hour podcast and follow him. Go running subscriptions up. Go follow him right now.
Hey, like, dislike, whatever you do, just put something on there.
Let him know. And I'm gonna get him over to I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna try to get his podcast moved over to Apple and Spotify and all that. We need to get him on some other platforms. So yeah. So I love y'all. Everybody have a good night, and I will see y'all Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget y'all. Love y'all.
All
Go
right.
home. Y'all got to go now. Holla.